When I watched the trailer for Normal, I thought, all right, this is another Bob Odenkirk movie where he's just doing a variation of what he did in Nobody, but with a little bit of a Fargo style twist, I guess. I don't know. It could be okay. But, I really enjoyed Nobody, and I really enjoy Bob Odenkirk as an actor, especially when he's doing action. It's something different, so I had to check this out. And I gotta admit, I was pleasantly surprised that my assumption was incorrect. This movie isn't what the trailer makes it look like. It's nothing like Nobody. I mean, yes, I suppose it has the gore and the action of Nobody, but fundamentally, it's a completely different movie. Okay? So rest assured, you don't got to worry about that. So we essentially start the movie with some Yakuza business, and we find out a couple of guys are being sent from Japan over to the middle of nowhere in Minnesota, somewhere named Normal. And then we cut to the new sheriff, an interim sheriff in that little tiny Minnesota town called Normal. Now, the sheriff isn't fully worried about shaking things up because he knows he's only going to be there for a few weeks. He's the kind of guy who just wants to keep his head down low, breeze through the day, and just kind of get along with people in the town. He's not trying to write tickets. He's not trying to arrest anybody. He's not going to stir up trouble. He's just trying to let the town be what it is. But as the movie progresses, people in the town start to seem a little bit off. It's hard to fully put your finger on it, but something just doesn't seem right about this town and these people in it. And then we find out what the Yakuza's doing there. And we find out, well, maybe things aren't exactly as they appear in this small little idealistic town. And that's all I'm going to say, because if I say any more, I might spoil stuff. I don't want to spoil anything. I know if I did, you'd still dig the movie, but it's better to just go with the punches and be surprised by this movie, because I was surprised by it and I want that for you. So the first act of this movie, unfortunately, it's kind of lame. You're just watching this guy go through town, meeting people. It's bleak. It's kind of boring. At that point, I thought, this movie's not for me at all. I'm happy they made it. Maybe this is going to be for someone, but unfortunately, I feel like I got duped. But then, at the end of the first act, there's a big twist that blew my mind. This is when the movie really kicks in. This is when things get wild. Wild. So freaking wild and insane. I loved it. It's bloody, it's intense, it's insane, and nobody in this town is safe. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. I'm still thinking about this, and I saw this a couple of weeks ago. Oh my goodness, this movie is essentially a modern day Western set in the snowy little town. It's awesome. It's cool. It's so cool, man. It's so unique and so cool. Like, it's kind of like Final Destination mixed with Hot Fuzz almost. Mixed with The Raid. Those are three movies I never thought would be combined in any shape or way. But unlike The Raid, instead of being trapped in a building, our main character is trapped in a town. It's awesome. It's so glorious. And when you think you have the movie pegged and figured out, it takes another sharp right-hand turn. Oh, and it does that so many times. This movie is so bloody. The kills are just magnificently creative and unique. It's gory. It's Oh, it's so intense. And like I said, no one is safe in this town. There's a point in this movie where they introduce a dog and they introduce danger, and I was afraid something was going to happen to this dog. And I thought, I'm not going to like this movie if what I think is going to happen is going to happen. All right, I'm going to spoil something here. The dog is safe. That's the only spoiler I'm giving you. I just don't want you worrying like I worried. This cute little doggy is totally safe and fine. But the people worry about everyone. And speaking of people, like I said, it stars Bob Odenkirk, and he has an interesting thing going on with his character because he's estranged from his wife. We know he loves her. He calls and leaves these detailed messages for her, but she's not with him and not answering the phone. She's back home, wherever home is, letting him do his own thing. And he has these nightmares, these vivid nightmares that's always the same. And we don't learn what those nightmares are until the very end. We don't know why he's not with his wife. We don't know what's going on, but the only other actors I know in this movie, you got the local bartender played by Lena Headey, from Game of Thrones. Shame, shame, shame. Oh boy. Then you got the mayor, who is just despicable and despisable, and yet he's played by one of the nicest men in Hollywood, Henry Winkler, the Fonz, man. And he seems like he's just having a blast being this asshole character. I loved every second he was on screen, and I don't really know anyone else from this cast, but I gotta say, they're all pretty damn good in this movie. And like I said, the beginning of the movie, I felt like some of these people were overacting. I'm like, this is low quality. This is mediocre. But no. There's duality and thought and great work put into these characters that I really dug. I gotta say, this movie kind of gives me a little bit of what am I thinking here? Oh, the Coen brothers. It feels like a Coen brothers style movie, which is kind of cool. And the movie's dark. It has this very dark vibe to it and a dark look to it. Like, all the colors are muted. I didn't like it at first, but then it grew on me. It doesn't have any really interesting edits. Some of the camera work is kind of fun in this. The choreography and the fight scenes are the best part of this movie. It has a sense of humor. It's dark. It's gritty, but it also has a lot of heart and soul to it. This movie's only an hour and 30 minutes. So you get in, you get out. Yeah, like I said, the first act kind of drags. It 100% feels like this movie is going to be hard to get through. But like I said, you got to stick with it, and it's worth it. Now, I saw this at a festival, and Bob Odenkirk and the writer-producer was there. And Bob Odenkirk said the reason he really wanted to do this movie was because the first 30 pages of the book was essentially the character doing his own thing, just getting acclimated with the town, getting to know the people in the town, and it felt like its own little movie. And then it gets crazy. So for what didn't work for me is the main reason that we have Bob Odenkirk starring in this movie. So to each their own. Take what I said with a grain of salt about that first act. I feel like he could cut down 15, 20 minutes of the movie a little bit in the first act, but whatever. It wouldn't work being an hour and 15 minutes. That'd be wacky. I don't know. It's just, it's a fun time at the movies. If you can get past that first act and the bleakness and the slowness of it, this is a really fun ride. Totally unpredictable and just insanely balls to the wall. Awesome. I really dug this one, and I think you might too if you give it a shot. And if you happen to have dug this review, why not do yourself a favor and hit like and subscribe? Because I'm putting out daily videos right here on this platform. And guess what? If you like entertainment podcasts, I have one. It's called Movie Toast News and Reviews, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you, and please stay toasty.